What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. First of all, sorry if there's an echo in here. We're in my loft right now and I still need to finish decorating it, But I'm so excited because for today's video, I have my weekend nighttime routine, and ever since I did my morning weekend routine, immediately everyone was like, okay, we need to see your nighttime routine, right? For the weekend. So here it is. Obviously, every day is kind of different depending on if it's a Friday night, a Saturday night, or a Sunday night, but regardless, weekends lately have just meant like super chill vibes. For today's video, I'm specifically showing my Sunday nighttime routine, which is pretty cool because I've normally only shown you guys my Sunday pamper routine, which most of you guys know that includes like tanning, washing my hair, doing facials and all that stuff, but that all happens in the morning. So it's kind of nice that I'm going to be able to show you guys what happens after that. Before we do get into the nighttime routine, I do want to give a huge thanks to Shein for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to share with you guys their sister brand, which is called Luvlette. They sell the most amazing intimate wear and the cutest bralettes. They have so many different styles. I'm personally a huge fan of bralettes because I'm the type that loves to be comfortable. So it's really good because it's affordable. I know a lot of us just want to feel cute, we want to feel sexy, but you don't need to spend a ton of money. So that's why I love Shein. Also, everything is available on the Shein app. So I love that you can just go on the app and go ahead and shop. And of course, I have a coupon code for you guys. You can actually get 15% off any Shein order using my code SL172. So these are the bralettes. They're so cute. I'm actually gonna put them on and show all of them to you guys. But before we do that, I wanted to show you that they have the matching panties, which I just love because I don't know, lately I've really just been loving like matching sets. They just make me feel good. So these are the cute little panties that match, and they obviously have different types. So it doesn't have to be a thong if you don't want. Okay, this is the first bralette, and just like how cute is this? Also, the quality is everything. It isn't like that weird scratchy lace. It's actually really nice quality, and I love this color. Here's like a perfect way, honestly, to style it for spring. I feel like this is perfect because you got a little sexy going on. And you guys already know I would probably pair this with a pair of white sneakers. Okay, next you have the same bralette but in black. The halter up here is actually adjustable, which is really nice for me. Okay, this one I am living for because it gives my girls a nice shape and a nice lift. You guys know I don't have the most perkiest boobs ever, and I've actually always been insecure about them, but this makes me feel confident. Like, I feel like my girl's like juicy in this one, and I like how it comes down because it really does look like a cute little crop top, especially for summer and spring. And I love the really pretty straps, and I will show you guys how it looks on the back too. It's really pretty. And of course, I love the color on this one. And my other favorite way to wear a bralette is with an oversized sweater, especially like an off the shoulder one, because you just have a little bit of that beautiful lace bralette kind of poking through. Really pretty. I love this one because it kind of just has the more traditional strap. It's not the halter, and it's like a really pretty cream color. And again, you can adjust the straps, which is really important for me because I adjusted mine real tight so I can get a nice lift for the girls. So yeah, I love this one. And lastly, like I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite things to do is literally just wear my bralettes around the house. Anytime I'm just kind of feeling in a funk, or I just need a little spice in my life, needs a little pick-me-up, this always just makes me feel good. And I'll literally just chill in my robe, do my makeup, do my hair, wear my cute little bralette, and I feel good. So yeah. So that is it for the Shein Luvlette haul. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing all the cute little bralettes. I'm gonna go ahead and link everything in the description box, as well as the coupon code for 15% off. And other than that, you guys, if you wanna watch my weekend nighttime routine, then keep on watching. So like I mentioned, this is my Sunday nighttime routine, and I usually have some tan that needs to be rinsed off. I washed my hair, I did my whole pamper session, so that's why my hair is wet, because I let it air dry. But yeah, now I need to rinse off this tan. Also, don't mind that it's slightly patchy. My skin is having a weird moment right now because the weather's changing, I guess. I love this body wash. I am warming up the shower water, putting up my hair so that it obviously doesn't get wet again. And I will literally just rinse off my tan, use a little bit of the body wash, and then I'm good to go. And this is the face wash I've been using. I will also take it in the shower. Picking out my PJs and putting on my moisturizer first. I love this moisturizer. I have been using it for years. Yes, it's for pregnancy, but I've literally been using it for years. It's so good. I love it because it has collagen in it. So yeah, I'm just moisturizing so that my tan can last longer, and then putting on my PJs. I love these PJs, you guys. I got them from Amazon, and they're just like my favorite little set. And they're so comfy and so cozy. Then I will move on to skincare. I've been keeping my skincare super simple lately, so this is what I'm using. I'm using hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. Niacinamide is great for my oily skin to prevent my skin from producing too much oil and clogging my pores. And then hyaluronic acid is great for hydration, so don't forget your neck too. And I kind of just use both of those together because I've done some research and you can definitely use them together. It doesn't, react or anything like that. So putting those two on. And then I have been obsessed with these Summer Fridays. I think it's called the Cloud Dew Moisturizer. I actually bought it myself from Sephora because I was just so curious to try it. I've been loving it. It's so nice and it's the perfect gel water type of formula. It just makes your skin look so good and it feels so lightweight. If you have oily skin, you guys will love this moisturizer. So yeah. Then of course, putting on some more chapstick. This is my favorite. Most of you guys probably know I've been using this for years. It's like the only chapstick that actually works. So yeah, then I'm using my deodorant. I love this Native deodorant. It's one of the only deodorants that work for me that is aluminum free. And then I have to brush up my brow hairs. I'm just obsessed. I cannot leave my brow hairs all wonky and all over the place. So I'm just brushing those up. And putting on a little bit of this Saint Tropez face tanning mist. It's so easy. You literally just put on a few spritz and you'll wake up the next morning with a nice tanned face. So I am moisturizing my feet. I always do this after a shower, and then I put on some socks to not obviously get moisturizer everywhere. And I've been loving this Eucerin Aquaphor, so that's just what I'm using. We're not gonna judge my feet. I'm kind of due for a pedicure, so yeah. And now we're moving on to making some roast dinner. Obviously wash your hands before because I just lotioned my feet. But anyways, this is what you're gonna need for roast dinner. I love to make a roast dinner on a Sunday. It just feels so good. I did film this video slightly earlier in the day just so I could catch a little bit of sunlight. But yeah, I just love a good roast dinner on a Sunday. I don't do it every Sunday, but most of the Sundays I do it. So you need some adobo, but I am running low, which should be a crime. So I just had to use seasoned salt instead. And these are all the seasonings that you need. And you definitely want to start preheating your oven, put it on bake for 450. Sometimes I do 475 to speed it up a little bit. And I like to do veggies, potatoes, and rice and chicken with gravy, the whole thing. I'm telling you, it is so comforting to just cook a nice big dinner on a Sunday and eat a nice big dinner, watch a movie. It's my favorite thing to do. So yeah, I'm just chopping up the veggies and I'll show you guys the seasonings that I use. So for seasonings, you need to start off with a little bit of oil. I'm not a fan of using too much oil, but you do need a little bit. I highly recommend using some form of seasoned salt. And if you can, get your hands on adobo. Definitely recommend it because it's amazing. Then I did black pepper, garlic, and that's it. Make sure your hands are washed and use the best tools you have, which are your hands, just to mix everything up. And I start chopping up my potatoes. I like to get these ones, the little gems, just because they're small, so it's just so much easier to chop up. I'm the type of person that I'm a lazy chopper. I hate chopping things. So I feel like getting the small ones is just easier, and it's pre-washed, so it's easier. A little bit of oil because you really need to put some oil. Again, I do adobo, but for today instead I had to use seasoned salt, a little bit of black pepper, and I also do garlic powder and paprika. And I also put a little bit of what's called Italian seasoning, which is pretty much just mixed herbs. You could just buy dry mixed herbs too. Just a little bit of it, not too much. Now on to the chicken. So I actually have a pot filler. It kind of looks like water is falling out of the sky. So just to clarify, I have a pot filler and that's what I'm doing. You want to put a little bit of water in the pan, not too much water. It has to be shallow because you do not want the water to go above the chicken or cover the chicken. So a little bit of shallow water, put some onions. If you're like me and you love like eating onions, then chop your onions very chunky so you can like eat the onions at the end. If you don't like onions like that, then chop it very fine. Then I do garlic, adobo, and then I had to mix in some of the seasoned salt. Why did I say it like that? Adobo. And then some cracked black pepper. I can't take myself seriously. Some cracked black pepper, and then some of this ground allspice. Do not put too much of this because it is quite strong. Then I put some dried herbs / Italian seasoning, and then you want to put half the packet of brown gravy. Just half the packet. I know that's a little off, but that's what you want to do. Then mix everything up with your chicken, get it all nice and covered in there. So we're also gonna add some fresh herbs. This is basically thyme and rosemary. And what you're gonna do is use the thyme and the rosemary as like a bed for the chicken. So you wanna lay the chicken on top of those herbs. One, so the herbs don't burn, but two, so that you can kind of raise the chicken up a little bit. And again, the water should not be covering the chicken. So yeah, you just use it as kind of like a little bed. You can see I'm placing the chicken on top of it. And if you're like me and you love onions, the onions underneath the chicken at the end is everything. So just showing you guys a little close up here, you can see there is no water covering the chicken. Also put the chicken upside down first because at the end is when you're gonna wanna brown the top. And then you're gonna wanna put the chicken in the oven. It's preheated at 450. You're gonna wanna put it in for 25 minutes first. And what's great is during this 25 minutes, you can start making your rice and you can also start cleaning the kitchen. So I'm gonna make my rice. I'm using long grain white rice, but I kind of ran out, so I had to mix half and half with parboiled rice. Doesn't matter though, I just like to use white rice. And then I did 1.5 cups of dry rice, and then I did 2 cups of vegetable broth. So I always like to put half a cup more liquid. I just feel like that's the perfect ratio for the pressure cooker. Adding some chopped white onion, a little bit of garlic, some black pepper, and I also add in a little bit of salt, not much because the vegetable broth really has enough salt. Then you're gonna wanna put some thyme and some parsley, fresh, and some butter, and don't mind, that was like sugar in the background, just like yawning. Then you're gonna just wanna press the rice function and you're good to go. Like literally, I love making my rice in the instant cooker. It is so easy. So now I'm taking the opportunity to clean the kitchen, even cleaning the countertops, wiping them down, because like I said, the chicken's just in the oven now. Your job is pretty much done. Now all you're doing is like monitoring, you know what I mean? So it's really cool. Like at this point, the job is done. The oven just needs to do the work. So I'm just wiping down the countertops. I love to clean as I go. I am big on that because you guys know I like to, I don't like mess. So I clean as I go. I feel like this video is kind of therapeutic. I'm just like, showering, PJs, cooking Sunday dinner. This feels good. Anyway, so here's how you make the most perfect brown gravy. You just use a little packet, okay? You don't need to get all fancy and make it yourself, but this is what you do. Do not turn on the stove. First, you want to mix the water and the powdered gravy and to get out all the clumps. If you don't do that, then it's going to be kind of clumpy once you put the heat on. So I take out the clumps first, and then you turn up the heat and put it on low. And now by this time, the first round of the chicken is done. You're gonna wanna pick it up and flip it over. So yeah, I flipped it over and now we're putting the chicken back in, and you're gonna add the potatoes at this point. And then you're gonna set your timer for 10 minutes. That's because after the 10 minutes, we're gonna add in the veggies. And then by this time, the rice is done. Take out your fresh herbs. It should look something like this, but all that flavoring really got in the rice and it's so good. So now you're just gonna take that out. Now, here's a little tip before you mix up the rice. Let the steam escape first. So I make little holes, let the steam escape first to avoid mushy rice. And now after that 10-minute timer, it's time to add in the veggies. So that's why I use a big pan, because then I can use the same pan for the potatoes and the veggies. So add those veggies in and then set the timer for 15 minutes. And at this point, I like to add a little bit more of that broth / marinade on the chicken. Get it nice and just like covered again. And I also forgot to mention, when you season the chicken, you have to remember to put enough salt just because there's so much water, you know what I mean? So at this point, as I said, I'm cleaning as I go. So I'll keep the dishes right in the dishwasher. It just makes it so much easier. Like you can see my sink is clean and cleared. So at this point, the food is done, and you guys, it looked so good, and I'm telling you, it tastes amazing. Like, your husband, your boyfriend, your family, your kids are going to love this, and you're going to be obsessed. Oh, I try not to make it too often so I don't get bored, but I love it a good like 2 Sundays out of the month. So good. And if you're like me, you love those onions inside the chicken marinade too. So now I'm just making my plate. Don't judge me, you guys, okay? I like a nice big portion for Sunday dinner. Like, there's just nothing like a nice, hefty, big portion. And it just feels good, you know, to just be nice and full, eat some good food, and watch a movie. So that's what I'm doing, just filling up my plate. I tend to put a little bit less potatoes because I do prefer rice, but yeah. And that was me, by the way, grabbing some onions because they taste so good just eating the onions on its own. And adding gravy, you guys, oh my God, especially on top of the veggies. If you don't like eating veggies, season them the way that I did and put some gravy on top. Trust me, girl, you're gonna eat them veggies. Like, they taste so good. The only thing I don't put gravy on pretty much is my potatoes, but so good. Sometimes I even go back for more gravy. Look how amazing this looks. And now I will just pretty much watch my show, and I'll eat on the couch, to be honest. And then afterwards, I will fill up the pans with water, let them sit overnight so that in the morning, they're very easy to clean. And at this point, it's pretty much nighttime, so no more eating. So I will run the dishwasher. That way everything is clear for the next morning. And by this point, it's like super dark, so I'm turning on the little like wall sconces I have in the living room. I like having these because it's kind of like a lamp, but it's easy because it's on a switch. I don't have to like go walk up to it and like flip each one. Turn on the fireplace, get all nice and cozy, and pop on a movie. I am like movie and show obsessed. You guys know this if you follow me on Instagram. I ended up watching Deadly Illusions, and I actually really liked it. It was really weird and confusing at certain points, but overall, I think it was a really good watch. And yeah, at this point of the night, honestly, I'm just watching shows, watching movies, chilling on my phone, just super chill vibes. Okay, that's like the theme for Sunday and just weekends in general. And then afterwards, it's pretty much the end of the night, which is usually around 10:30. I need to feed Sugar. You can see him asking me, waiting by his bowl. He's so cute and polite. He won't even bark or nothing. He'll just sit there silently waiting for me. And yeah, so I'm just feeding Sugar before bed. Now, the only reason why I feed him before bed is because he has this like stomach condition where if he doesn't eat for too long, then he gets stomach aches. So he needs to eat before bed so that he doesn't get a stomach ache in the morning. The vet recommended that, and it's actually what's worked for him. So that's what I do. I give him a little food before bed, and he loves it. And then I take him outside to go potty. And that's pretty much it. Normally not at 10:30, but normally I go to bed around 11:30, 12, and I just hop in bed, plug in my phone to charge, take off my slippers, and hop in bed. Normally, sometimes I do stay on my phone for a bit, but on this night, I was super tired after all the cooking. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my nighttime routine. Mwah.